this is going to be a very huge week for the markets, and I'm going to explain to you why. We have the rate decision from both the Fed and the BOJ. Now, the reason why this is going to be super important is because this will allow us to see what direction we're headed, right? Coming into 2026, everyone was expecting the Fed to do rate cuts, right? Now, 3 months into the year, we are literally in the middle of a war, and which, has a huge impact on the Fed's decision. Why? Because all your prices rising causes inflation to rise. And if inflation rises, the Fed will not do rate cuts, okay? Even though Trump wants the Fed to go ahead and cut rates, they're on the standstill, right? They're saying, like, we need to figure out how inflation is going to be affected by what's going on right now. If inflation is rising and consumers have to pay more money for the things that they need to survive, Feds are not going to cut rates. They're actually going to do the opposite. They're going to increase the interest rates to combat inflation. So the reason why this is super important is because rate cuts is bullish for gold and other metals. So if they do rate cuts, then gold will continue to trade higher. But if they decide to pause, we might see gold chop around, maybe pull back a little bit. But if they decide to change their overall stance from, cutting rates to actually increasing them, then we can see gold actually have a stronger, much more bigger pullback, okay? So in the past, I was able to determine, okay, like after gathering all my information, I used to be able to say, okay, if this comes out, I'm going to be selling this, I'm going to be buying that, this and that, right? But the reason why this is super difficult right now in this environment is because, number one, I'm new to it. And number two, the fact that I don't know what's going to happen, right? Today, in an hour, a headline could come out saying, Trump and Iran has came to an agreement and they're decided to. And then tomorrow we wake up, New York session, things have escalated even more. So we don't know. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I don't know what's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the data come out first. See, the tone of the Fed, whether they're going to, continue to pause for now and say, okay, we're going to pause for now, but later down the line and maybe later on in the second quarter or the third quarter, we're going to do rate cuts. Or, you know what, guys, we're not going to do rate cuts no more. We're actually going to start increasing them. So I'm going to wait to see exactly how they're responding to everything that's going on. Listen, I am calling out all my day traders. I don't care if you trade stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. I don't care if you're a scalper, a day trader, a position trader, whatever style of trading you do, I do not care. All I care about is bringing us together. So I am throwing a free event for traders to come and network and have a great time. There's going to be music, refreshments. It's going to be an opportunity to play some games and potentially win some prizes. Now, I ain't going to say what those prizes are because it could be a funded account, a trading book, or the opportunity to have a one-on-one session with me so I can teach you how to trade fundamentals the right way and you can make some money. I don't know. But all I know is that this event is for us. So come, pull up, bring your trading friends. Let's have a great time. Let's mix, let's mingle, let's network, let's talk markets. Let's just enjoy each other's company, all right? But listen, spots are limited. So make sure you RSVP ASAP to get yourself in the door, all right? Because you don't want to miss out on this. This is going to be fire. So I see you guys there. Peace. Now, when it comes to the Bank of Japan, coming into 2026, the Bank of Japan was looking to do rate hikes, which is bullish for, the yen. So I, when I marked up my charts and at the end of December, getting prepared for, 2026, I was saying like, yeah, I'm going to sell EJ, I'm going to sell CAD-JPY because I'm like, okay, I'm bullish on, the yen and I'm bearish on the euro and the Canadian dollar. But things have completely changed, right? Not so much, but it has changed. Why? Because how can I explain it? Okay, so us being in geopolitical tensions right now and things escalating and us being in a war is actually bullish for, the yen because it's considered a safe haven asset. Now, if, things continue to drag on and we go past the 4 or 5 week mark that Trump was saying how long this can last, and things don't seem to be getting better, then I can see the yen continuing to increase. And then if, on top of that, they do decide to continue to do, rate hikes and not change their mind about that, then that's even more double, bullishness for the yen. So I can actually see EJ dropping to a crazy level and CAD-JPY dropping to a crazy level. NZD dropping, and all other yen pairs dropping. The only thing I wouldn't really see dropping is the USDJPY. Why? Because you have the US dollar. That is a huge factor in all of this. As you can see, the dollar is sitting at $100 right now. Well, sitting at the tip of $100, and it has been going up since this war started, compared to what everyone thought. As far as gold shooting up and silver shooting up, the dollar actually was shooting up throughout this entire 3-week process. Okay, so the best thing that you can do right now is not to really rush your trades. If you are in trades, maybe move your stop loss into break even. Or if you're looking to get in for a trade and you see what you're looking for, just maybe cut your risk in half, or maybe by a quarter, just so you can keep yourself protected. Because again, this is going to be a huge week. We're going to see exactly what direction we're going. Now, like I was saying to you guys, I don't know how the markets is going to react, because I never had an interest rate decision happen during the time of a motherfucking war. So this is why I'm on some shit like, you know what? I'd rather be a student. If I get in for a trade, I'm only going to risk 0.25%. I'm going to be mindful so that I can, not put my account at risk more than I already have. So I trust that this video helped you. I would keep you guys up to date as much as possible. When we do get the decision, I will make another video giving you guys a little short update on exactly where we stand, whether the Fed were dovish or hawkish. Dovish meaning that, they're looking to do rate cuts, so that's going to cause the US dollar to come down, or hawkish meaning they're bullish and the dollar will go up, and they're looking to do interest rate hikes. So I do want to look at the DXY before I end this video. Okay, so keep in mind, right, even if the Fed does come out and they are speaking more dovish and they're like, yeah, right now we're going to pause, but we are still looking to do rate cuts, it's still a possibility that we can see the DXY shoot higher. Why? Because we are still in the midst of a war, and geopolitical tensions are still high, and there's no really sign of it, going away. Okay, so again, the dollar could literally come up to maybe 102 area and even higher, depending on how long this drags out. So please keep in mind, and if that's the case, right, we could possibly continue to see USDJPY shoot up, and we could see EU and GU shoot down. And I was actually looking for sells on GU and EU this week. So when I was looking at EU, I wanted the market to come back up. So as you can see, right, on the weekly time frame, we got a nice strong close below this this support level here. Excuse me, this support level here, and then I was looking for some type of pullback into this zone, maybe a little bit higher, and then a continuation to the downside. Okay, and it was a similar with GU, right? We got looks EU, in my opinion, looks much better as far as structure, because it was sitting here consolidating, and then we finally got the drop, and then a retest and a continuation. So EU do look better in my opinion. But if we go ahead and take a look at GU, kind of similar. We had the support right here that was broken. It was broken here, but then ended up going back up. So I was looking for a pullback within this level, maybe this area right here, or a little bit higher, and then a continuation. And then once we get down to this 130 level, that would allow me to know, like, okay, whether this is going to be a true, real downtrend, and we continue to see GU shoot, for these old lows, and taking profit all the way down to around 121. So we'll just have to see. But as of right now, that is what I'll be looking for if the dollar continues to push up, and if the Fed does come out more, hawkish, or saying that they're going to pause rate cuts, and just depending on their tone. I don't think I would want to trade UJ, because we have two safe havens. So I don't think I would want to, especially if the Bank of Japan come out and say like, hey, we're going to do rate hikes. Then it's like, okay, I might just stay away from this. So as of right now, not really paying no mind to UJ, but just EU and GU looks really nice for the downside. And again, if the Fed is more hawkish, and they're saying, like, they do give signs of doing rate hikes in the future, then we could possibly see gold shoot down to this 4,900 level, and even lower, right? And this was one thing I was talking to my trading crew about earlier today. I was telling them, I was like, yo, if even if gold comes down to $4,500 an ounce, even if it comes down here, from a macro viewpoint, we are still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at the monthly time frame on gold. Like, let's be real. It can literally come down to here, even lower if it wants, and still be considered in an uptrend. It's not until you go down to the daily and the 4 hour you start to see, okay, oh my God, gold is reversing downtrend. Oh my God, sell. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, take a step back and you look at it from a bigger time frame, you can see that gold is still on an uptrend right now. It could just be having a steep correction. It's the same thing with silver, right? Silver looks a little bit different than gold, but again, silver can literally come down here. And at one point, I was saying that I was saying that silver can possibly get down to this level before continuing higher, right? When it was around here or around here, somewhere around there, I was saying that I feel like silver, it's possible that silver can come down to maybe around $52 an ounce before continuing to go higher. So again, this week is going to be very important. So yeah, I just can't wait to see what happens. And like I said, I'll keep you guys up to date after the meeting and let you guys know exactly what happened and what this means for the markets. And you'll probably see it. You'll probably see the DXY either shoot all the way up, shoot down, chop around, see gold start to trend higher or lower. So that would really tell you, like, if you see gold start to shoot up and like it's really shooting up for real, then that would tell you that the Fed is looking to do rate cuts and they're more dovish. But if you start to see gold pull back like tremendously on some crazy shit, then they have a more hawkish stance, and we could possibly see the US dollar shoot up to 102, even get to 105, this level right here that I have marked up. So it's just a waiting game at this point. So again, if you found any value in this video, like, subscribe, and click that link in my bio and tap in and come to the trading event. It's gonna be fire. Peace.